Hello, 5th grade students. I'm so excited to work today with you on today's lesson plan for our math. But before we get into it, I asked one of our students, Azriel, to help me determine how do I make a sandwich. Let's say we're going to explain how to do a sandwich. So Azriel, what do we need for a sandwich? For like maybe a sunflower butter and jam sandwich. So what is the first thing that I do?
First you grab the bread.
Okay, I grabbed the bread.
Now you need peanut butter and the jam.
Okay, so we have peanut butter. In a regular class, we would be doing sunflower butter because one of our students is allergic to peanut butter. And I got jam. So now what do I do?
Now you put 2 slices of bread on a plate.
Well, how do I get them?
Oh, first you open the package.
Okay, now what? 2 slices you said?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then what?
Now you take the peanut butter.
Okay.
And you take a knife and spread it on the bread.
Okay. This is how you do it? You spread it on the bread?
No, you spread the you open the jar.
You spread it?
You open the jar up.
Oh, I open the jar?
You spread the peanut butter on the bread.
Okay, and how do I spread it on the bread?
You take a knife.
Okay.
You put it in there.
You put
the knife
in there?
And you scoop some up.
How much is some?
Do
you think this much is enough?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now what do I do?
Then you spread it on the bread.
Okay. More?
Yeah, you spread it.
More peanut butter?
No.
More what? I know, it's kind of tricky, huh? Spread it on the bread. Do I do the sides?
Uh-huh.
I can do the sides?
Oh, no.
Oh, I don't? Oh, well, that's too late. Okay, now what?
Now you set that piece down. No.
You said set it down. You don't set it down peanut butter side down? Or butter side down? Oh.
You set it.
Well, now what do I do? Do I put it back on there?
Yes.
Okay. All right, now what do I do?
Okay. Now you take the other slice. You open the jar of jam.
Okay. It's my own homemade jam. All right, now what?
You put the knife in there and you scoop a little up.
Oh, just a little. This much? It fell.
You can do a little more.
Oh, I can do more. Now what?
Now you spread the jam that's on the knife on the top side of the bread.
Which bread?
Well, on the slice of bread that you're holding.
Like this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now what?
Now you put the knife down. You pick up the other slice of bread that you buttered with peanut butter.
Okay.
And then you put them together.
How?
You...
Do they go like this?
No.
Can they go like that?
No.
All right, so how are we going to do this?
Going to do that, and then you put them together like that.
And then what?
And then you can...
eat it.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Well, I appreciate Azriel's willingness to participate in that. It's important to talk about why we do things in an order. When you go to put on your shoes and socks, you don't actually put on your shoes, then your socks. You put on your socks first, and then your shoes. So it's really, really important to talk about why we do things in a specific order. So one of the things that I wanted to talk about today, it's actually really, really interesting. It tells us the rules for following in math when we're doing something new. So I wrote down some words and gave you some symbols. So let's go ahead and everybody can, whoever's ready, raise their hand and go ahead and pick one of the symbols and one of the words. Yes, you. Okay, so subtract. All right, which one is the subtract symbol? Right here? Perfect. Okay, so these go together. So subtract is one line. That's right, just like we've done before. Okay, so the next one. Azriel, which one do you want me to pick?
The exponents.
The exponents word?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then which one is the exponent symbol?
The A and the 2.
The A and the 2, that's right, exponents. So that tells us to multiply the number by itself So if A was actually a number, if it was 4, it would be 4 times itself once more. So 4 times 4 is 16. Exactly. All right. So yes, you. Add. And this one? This one. Okay, perfect. So as we go through, we know that add is to put 2 items together to create new results. And subtract is to take away one from the next. Okay, so divide, right? Okay, perfect. And here? Yep, wonderful. All right, divide is to simplify subtraction. All right, so we have 2 left. So we have multiply and parentheses. All right, so multiply, right? We know multiplying, yep, exactly. The repeated addition, right? It's a quick way to do addition. And lastly, parentheses. This is something that you may not have seen before. So parentheses is a symbol like this. It's got a bracket on the, or it's got a line on the outside, a line on the inside, and or on this side. And so what this tells us is that we're going to do, there could be a math equation in here. And that's really important. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. So one of the mathematical expressions, I forgot my pens. Helps when you're prepared. That's why we have that other learning target is always come to class prepared. All right, so one of the expressions that I wanted to show you that has parentheses is a 5 plus 3 minus 2. Right, so now we have math that has a parentheses in it. Another way to look at this is 5 plus 3 minus 2. So we have the parentheses, we just moved it into a different spot. But because we moved it into a different spot, now we're going to come up with a different answer. So the purpose for this introductory lesson is to go over why we need to make sure we pay attention to that parentheses. Now there's something that's really, really interesting about this. And what I like about it, it's the word, it's an acronym, and it's called PEMDAS. So let me get my notes here. So PEMDAS tells us how to add, to subtract, to multiply, and to divide in a very specific order. P-E-M, let's see. So PEMDAS. It's kind of interesting. It's not something that we would normally use in our regular everyday language. So PEMDAS, and it actually stands for something kind of interesting. So there's something called a mnemonic device. Mnemonic devices, as we remember, is a kind of a shortcut, a cheat sheet to help us remember something new. So PEMDAS can begin with P, PEM, please. The next one, excuse, E for excuse, please excuse. Next one is my, M, my. Has anybody seen this before? Kind of new, huh? Dear, D. Next one is aunt. And the next one is Sally. So please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. So what this does is this is just a shortcut to help us remember how do we solve something when we see those parentheses. How do we solve it when we see parentheses and it's got multiplication or division or even an exponent? So well, let's go ahead and we're going to go ahead and watch a short video about the exponents and the PEMDAS. So I'll go ahead and I'll do that. All right, perfect. And so now what we're going to do is, now that we learned about the purpose of parentheses, is in a mathematical expression, let's go ahead and practice this acronym. So let's remove one of the letters and let's remove part of the mnemonic device. So, Azriel, what letter do we get rid of?
M.
M. All right. And then what about on the mnemonic device? What one do we want to get rid of?
My.
My? You want to get rid of the M too? All right. So let's practice this mnemonic device together. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. All right, what is another one that we want to get rid of? All right, A. You guys want to mix it up? Let's get rid of please in this. All right, so PEMDAS. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Perfect. Let's get rid of two more. A D, okay, and an E. Ooh, it's like we took away the middle of our sandwich. And let's get rid of this and Sally. All right, Osriel, do you remember what the acronym is? What are the letters? What are they?
Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally.
Exactly. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. And what are the letters for that?
PEMDAS.
Perfect. Exactly. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a few minutes. We're going to take a break. And I'm going to have you guys, I'll put these back up on the board, but I'm going to have you guys write your own. And what you're going to do is you're going to use the letters and the symbols. You can write your acronym any way that you want, but include your own mnemonic device, or you can use the one that we practice here with Aunt Sally. So for when you have the parentheses, make sure you include the parentheses. When you have the exponent, make sure you include the exponent symbol. And then after that, we're going to do our video log, and we'll go ahead and have that for today's lesson. Thanks for listening.